Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're gonna do another comic book haul. We'll just jump right into it. Okay, so first we have King Thor #2. Okay, so I thought it was fun. I've been enjoying it. It's Jason Aaron and Assad Ribic. Just really cool art here. Basically, it starts off with, I guess it's the end of the universe or the end of something. It's the future. Thor is still fighting with Loki. Then Gore the God Butcher comes back, and so now they're both fighting with him. And Thor's three granddaughters from the future are there. Well, I guess it's the present and the time that the story takes place. And it's you know, it's really just a big brawl or whatever. But it's fun. I think it's fun. It's well paced. It's exciting. So far I like it. It's just like one of those crazy fight comics you would have gotten back in the a Silver Age or whatever, Silver Age or Bronze Age. That's really basically just all it is, just a crazy fight comic. But it's good. It's good at being a crazy fight comic. All right. Mary Jane #1. Last week I couldn't remember the name of the cover artist. It's Stanley Lau. But basically the story is Mary Jane is in Hollywood and she's doing this movie. And the movie appears to be giving a sympathetic take on Magneto, and she wants to go have a discussion, or not Magneto, Mysterio, and she wants to have a discussion with the director. She's like, well, my part's written kind of weird. I don't get what this movie's really about. And it turns out the director is, in fact, the real Mysterio. And after having a discussion with him, she decides to go ahead with the movie. Okay, as long as it's not glamorizing crime, as long as I have a better role, as long as, this movie isn't doing anything bad. He mentions that he's hiring like supervillains, but, former supervillains, but the supervillains who are on the crew, it's not part of a plan or anything. He's just giving these ex-cons a job and stuff like that. So she basically agrees to do it. So really, I thought it was fun. I liked it. It was well paced. It was humorous. It was funny where it was supposed to be. I just thought it was really solid. I really like this art. The art is by, let's see here. The story is written by. Stories by Leah Williams, and the art is Carlos Gomez. Yeah, Carlos Gomez. And I'm trying to think. I think Carlos Gomez did like a Nightcrawler series or mini-series for Marvel a couple years ago. I think a year or two before that. He did an Invincible spinoff called Guardians of the Globe. So yeah. Yeah, just awesome. I just totally dig it. I thought it was a lot of fun, so I'm on board. Black Hammer #12. Finally got around to reading it. I thought it worked. It was an okay ending, but it was kind of anticlimactic. We're kind of brought back to where we were in the beginning of the series. Not exactly, but sort of. There's sort of a twist. Twist being, without giving too much away, what we had in the beginning was kind of a tragedy and a problem. Now it has a kind of happy ending spin on it. So it was all right. Like I said, not bad, not super let down, but it was kind of anticlimactic. But it worked. It worked with the overhaul theme of the comic, kind of paying tribute to all these old sort of Bronze Age and, Bronze Age comics and things like that. That's the best way to put it. Silver Age tying into the Bronze Age, tying into early 80s even. and all the sort of archetypes and tropes and things you got in all those comics from all the, all the crises on Infinite Earths and all the, gods and mystery comics and everything you can think of, everything from Adam Strange to Thor to Superman to all those sort of things. So if you're somebody who likes superhero comics and has some knowledge about that history, that sort of chain of eras, I think you will like this. So okay, great, neato. Aadmi, okay, I didn't mind this comic. In this issue, we have the professor and her friends going to an ICE detention center, and basically there's some kids with superpowers there causing a ruckus, and the police are going to move in, and the professor comes in, and like I said, the professor and her friends basically come in and kind of diffuse the situation. Like I said, there's these kids who have superpowers, but they only have superpowers as long as they're around this other kid. And their thing is like, oh, we want to find our parents, this, that, and the other thing. And the professor finds one of their parents, but basically kind of talks everybody down and, listen, we don't want this to be a crazy thing, la-di-da-di-da. You don't want the police or the army coming in here. Nobody wants to get hurt. The army doesn't necessarily want to shoot a bunch of kids if they don't have to, la-di-da-di-da. So I thought it was okay. It was all right. So far, I'm still intrigued. It's a whole different take on the whole thing of regular people with superpowers. Oh, and then, they meet this guy who's like, I'm mysterious rich benefactor, and I want you to come work for me, la-di-da-di-da. Okay, so we'll see where it goes. My biggest problem is when the professor uses her powers, which are kind of vague. She can kind of go outside of her body and analyze, different things in the environment and do this, that, and the other thing. It's really hard to read these captions and things. I literally have a big problem reading these things which are supposed to be showing what she's doing. Okay, so I don't know, that's kind of hard for me. All right, okay, and let's see here, Dr. Mirage number 3. This is fun. This is Magdalene Diego. I can't say her name. Visaggio, and the art is by Nick Robles. Robles. Basically, Dr. Mirage is this kind of, supernatural superhero. She's always followed around by the vision of her dead husband or the ghost of her dead husband. Here she's hooked up with the ghost of this other young girl, and they're going to go into the whatever dimension. It has something to do with tapping into, and she has like a reality TV show. There's a little bit of that in this, but they don't really go into it this much. It's basically them going into other dimensions, whatnot. What I thought was interesting is them meaning Dr. Mirage and the hipster girl. I shouldn't call her that, but what's interesting is how the art kind of takes a modern take on those old kind of Doc Strange comics from the 60s with Steve Ditko art. It's not an exact recreation of that, but it looks like a modern reinterpretation of it, you know what I mean? You got the weird landscapes, odd objects just sort of floating around and things like that. So I thought it was fun. I mean, and on that note, the magic is complete, made up superhero magic. I'm waving my arms and saying some things, and bolts of mystic energy are flying out of my hands. It's that type of thing. But here we go. You got the weird surrealistic landscapes, stuff that looks like it's just floating around, looks like it's just sort of melting, and just kind of weird and trippy. But it works. It works for the most part. You know, in here they have a fight with the spirit of some Egyptian god or whatever, and that's always fun, right? Whoop. So again, decent comic, fun, awesome. All right. Okay, so then I'll just show you the stuff I got this week. Ride number 5. This might be the last issue. I haven't. I think. The only thing about Ride is the art in these. The art in these backup stories has actually been better than the art in the main story. The art in the main story isn't bad by any shape or, by any stretch of the imagination. It's not bad, but it's just kind of there, you know what I mean? And like I said, the art in the backup stories is just really, they've gotten artists, like Adam Hughes is doing the art in one of the first backup stories. Just really guys who have more of a personal style and like better technique and things like that. Here's the back cover. Look at me, I'm badass. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Safe Sex number 2. Invisible Woman number 4. And then this is the last issue of this. This is Silver Surfer Black. Okay, and so that's basically it. Let's see here. I've got a couple videos in the can. I'm not sure when I'm going to upload them. One of them I'm probably not going to upload. I think I probably want to redo it. Another one I'm probably going to wait. Kind of a review, but it's kind of a sloppy thing. So one is too sloppy. I'm just not going to upload one. The other one maybe I'll still put up. It's okay, but I kind of want to get more like regular reviews or I shouldn't say regular reviews, more reviews that have a little better quality, and I try to say something substantive about, the subject matter or whatever. So I probably want to put up 1 or 2 more of those, and then I'll probably put up the other one I got in a can. So hopefully if things go right for me this weekend, I'll at least be able to, like, if not write a script, take some like decent notes for one thing I have an idea about, and I might be able to shoot that within the upcoming week, and maybe I'll upload that, then maybe I'll upload the thing I've got in a can. Got a couple ideas for some other videos, but I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to them. So, all right, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. You guys have a great day.